Hey guys, welcome back to another edition on Immigrate with Ammy. Today we are going to be exploring a fantastic immigration stream offered by one of Canada's provinces. If you are a skilled worker looking for exciting opportunities and a brighter future for you and your family, then this video is specifically for you. We are going to be talking about this unique immigration stream that this Canada province has laid out to address labor shortage. Unlike other provinces or unlike other immigration stream, right? This immigration pathway does not have a job offer requirement, and this makes it an exceptional program for skilled workers who are looking forward to moving to Canada. So let's talk about who can apply for this immigration stream. If you have a burning desire to live in this Canadian province and you are 21 to 60 years old and you have at least 1 year of work experience in one of the 35 occupations that we are going to be mentioning in this video, right? Then you will be eligible to apply. Also, keep in mind that successful candidates will be granted the Canadian permanent residency with their families. So we are going to be taking you through the step-by-step application process. But before we continue, if you're seeing this smiley face for the first time, you are welcome. My name is Ammy. I talk about everything immigration, and I have a lot of videos that you might be interested in. Please consider subscribing to my channel for more informative videos. Don't forget to give this video a massive thumbs up so that YouTube can recommend it to others. It is also a beautiful way of supporting my channel. You can also share my videos with your friends and your loved ones, and keep watching.
Hello guys, you're welcome to Immigrate with Ammy. Let's talk about an opportunity to become a permanent resident in one of Canada's provinces. And today we want to focus on the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. As you know, this is one of the Atlantic provinces. As a province, they have a lot of opportunities. They have a lot of provincial opportunities. They have a lot of provincial programs that you can apply for to become a permanent resident in this province. I want to focus on one of those streams or one of those provincial programs, which I think is the easiest because it does not require you to get a job offer. If you are going to be applying for this particular program that we'll be showing you guys today, you do not need a job offer. All you need is to submit your information through a form, and then from time to time they do draws, and if your profile merits the score that they need, you will be automatically picked from the pool of candidates who have submitted the expression of interest. So guys, today we are talking about the Newfoundland Priority Skills Program. What is this program all about? So this Priority Skills is intended for individuals who have work experience in some critical occupations. So there are certain jobs, or there are certain categories of jobs, or there are certain occupations that the province has designated as critical. What that means is that they need people in this occupation. And for these occupations, you don't need work experience in Canada. So either you're in Canada or you are abroad, as long as you have work experience in this occupation. I'm going to show you the list. If you have experience in those occupation areas, then you are eligible to apply for this Priority Skills Provincial Nomination Program of Newfoundland and Labrador. The second eligibility, apart from your work experience, you can also qualify for this program if you have what they call a high level of education and language ability. Okay, so basically there is also a different category under this Priority Skills for people who have certain type of education, and I'm going to be showing you those two categories. So you can qualify based on your level of education. You can also qualify based on your work experience in this critical occupation list, which are in demand in Newfoundland and Labrador. Let's break it down into those two categories. All right. So the first category is this: if you're an individual who has work experience in a highly skilled, in-demand occupation for at least 1 year in the last 10 years. So I think that's very simple. So within the last 10 years, all you need to show is that you have 1 year experience in any of these job sectors, which I'm going to show you. So they have a list of in-demand occupations. Okay, I'll show you that list. And if your current job or any job you have done within the past 10 years is on that list and you have at least 1 year work experience, then you are eligible for this program if you have the other requirement that I'll show you. Okay, now that's the first category of individuals who are eligible. The second category of individuals who are eligible are those who have completed either a PhD program or a master's program from Memorial University of Newfoundland. These are people who studied in Memorial University of Newfoundland, which is based in that particular province. Okay, so as an international applicant, most likely this second category does not apply to you. So we'll focus on that one that requires you to have that work experience in demand occupations. Okay, so that will be our focus for today. Before I show you the list of the eligible occupations, what are the general criteria? Aside having experience in those critical jobs, what are the other general eligibility criteria? The first one is that you must have taken an international English language testing service or the Canadian English Language Proficiency Index program, either the IELTS or the CELPIP, okay, within the last 12 months, so within the last 1 year, and you must have a score that is equivalent to the Canadian Language Benchmark level 5 or higher. You must be at least 21 years old. You must have the intention to live permanently in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. Okay, so those are the general eligibility criteria. Don't forget that in addition to this criteria, the main criteria that we spoke about earlier on is that you must have worked in one of those occupations in demand for at least 1 full year within the past 10 years. So let's move on to an overview of the process. So how is this process run? The first thing you would need to do is you would need to complete an expression of interest. So this is a very simple questionnaire. You just answer a series of questions. And as you're answering those questions, your profile is being built on the portal. Okay, so based on the answers that you provide, you would have a score based on your answers regarding age, your answers regarding English language proficiency, your answers regarding your job sector, your answers regarding, the numbers of years of experience that you have, and other, critical information. So based on the answers that you provide, at the end of that questionnaire, your profile will be allotted a score, which determines your rating in the pool. Okay, so you have to complete an expression of interest. The second one is that from time to time, they go to that pool, they look at the profile of candidates, and those that have promising profiles receive a form of invitation from the province. Once you receive that invitation from your profile, what you will now need to do is to go to their online portal and apply for the provincial nomination itself. Okay, so once you get an invitation to apply, you would now submit all your documentation, and then the province will give you a provincial nomination certificate with which you will use to get your Canadian permanent residence visa. Okay, so that is the overview of the process. Okay, so they have different categories. The first categories are the in-demand healthcare sector occupations for public and private healthcare providers. So health practitioners, this is for you. Okay, so what are the in-demand occupations in this province? Number one, physicians. Okay, so family medicine, psychiatry, pathology, general internal medicine, radiology, obstetrics and gynecology, anesthesia, pediatric, neonatologists, pathology, hemopathologists. Okay, so all of these come under the physician job role. Okay, the second job for the health sector is nurse practitioner, NP. The third one is licensed practical nurse, personal care attendant, clinical psychologist, medical physicist, radiation therapist, and dosimetry. So these are the 8 job occupations under the in-demand healthcare sector. Okay, so if you have 1 year experience within the past 10 years in these health-related occupations, then you are eligible to apply for this provincial program in Newfoundland and Labrador. Okay, so that is for healthcare professionals. Let's move on to the second group of in-demand job occupations in this particular sector. So they have a second category, which is in-demand information and communications technology, ICT sector occupations. And under that, they have like the first subgroups for engineers and developers. So software developers, biomedical engineer, UI UX developer, electrical engineer, AI developer, mechanical engineer, Python developer, web developer, .NET developer, infrastructure engineer. So if your job category is among these 10, then you are also eligible. Let's move on to the next subcategory, which are technical specialists. So, and under that, we have security specialist, cloud specialist, bioinformatician, computer network support, research associate, data analytics, offshore technician, ROV operator, ocean mapping specialist, and technical writer. This is another 10, job categories that are also eligible. The third general group of occupations in demand are the in-demand aquaculture sector occupations. So these are more or less related with aquaculture. Number 1, captain, but you would need to show that you have this FM4 certification. Farming and feeding manager. So if you are a farming manager, you are also eligible to apply. A facility technician, assistant manager related with aquaculture sector. Cage site technician, site manager with water quality expertise, and then area manager. So if you have experience in any of these roles related with aquaculture, then you are also eligible to apply for this provincial nomination program. Okay, so all of these job positions, all of these categories, they are exempt from labor market testing. So they don't require the government to check with employers if they can bring in foreign skilled workers. No, if you have experience in any of these job sectors which we have listed so far, you are eligible to apply directly by submitting your expression of interest. The government also has provided like a guide to help you know on the expression of interest questionnaire to give you an idea of what your score or what your profile rating can be. So that is what I'm showing for you. Don't forget, based on different criteria. So starting with your English or French language proficiency, what you score in the language proficiency test determines the amount of score that you would have based on language proficiency. So you can see here that for French, you can score maximum of 20 points. But for English test, you can score either 20, 22, or 24. So the maximum score you can have under language proficiency is 24. The next category or the next criteria is age. As you can see here, they have divided that age into 5 different categories. So age 21 to 30, 31 to 40, 41 to 50, 51 to 59, and then 60 and above. So basically, if you are 60 years and above, you won't have any score when it comes to the age. You will have 0 score. That doesn't mean that you cannot submit your expression of interest. It just means that under the age category, you will not have any score there. Okay, but you can see here for the age, the maximum score you can get with respect to age is if you are between 31 to 40 years. Okay, so if you are within that age range, you are already guaranteed the maximum score of 16 points. Okay, now the next one is your education. If you have a PhD, you can score 24 points. If you have a master's degree, you will have 20 points. If you have a Canadian post-secondary degree or diploma, you will have 15 points. Okay, if you have a normal post-secondary degree or diploma from outside Canada, you would have 12 points. If you only completed secondary school, you will only have 6 points. The next eligibility or the next category has to do with your years of experience in any of those in-demand jobs. If you have more than 5 years experience within the past 10 years, you will have the maximum score under the category of work experience, which is 40 points, okay? If you have between 3 to 5 years of work experience in the past 10 years, you will have 30. If you have between 1 to 3 years experience, you will have 20. If you have only 1 year experience, you will have 10 points. Of course, you know that you can only apply if you have at least 1 year full-time work experience within the past 10 years, okay? Additionally, if you have relatives in Newfoundland and Labrador, so if you have a relative there, a family in Newfoundland and Labrador, you will earn additional 10 points, okay? That is if you have, but it's not mandatory for you to show that you have a relative there. If your work experience that you are presenting was carried out in Canada, you would earn extra 5 points. If that work experience happened in that particular Newfoundland province, you would earn additional 7 points. Now, if that work occurred in Newfoundland outside of St. John's, which is like the capital area, so if it is outside of the capital area, you will earn additional 7 points as well. So basically, these are the additional points that you can earn. So all of these criteria and the working of the score is if you want to apply under the job experience category. Imagine that you studied in Memorial University of Newfoundland and you also want to apply for this, then there is a different academic scoring grid or scoring sheet for you, okay, based on the fact that you studied in Memorial University, and you can see that here. But for most, international applicants who are only going to apply based on having work experience in any of those critical job sectors, then what I've been showing you so far is how you can have an idea of the total score that you can have based on your profile and based on different categories, your language proficiency, your age, your education, and your years of work experience, okay? If you have gone through all of this information and you are sure that, you are qualified and you want to give it a try, all you need to do is to submit the free expression of interest on their portal. I will also drop the link for you to submit your expression of interest by answering that questionnaire under this Priority Skills Newfoundland Provincial Nomination Program, okay? All you have to do is to click on this link saying, I'm ready to start the Priority Skills NL questionnaire. It takes you to the questionnaire and then you'll be able to fill out your information and create a profile, okay? So guys, it's as simple as I've mentioned. The only thing is that, do you have those requirements? Do you qualify? Do you have the required work experience in those job sectors? This is a great opportunity because honestly, there are a lot of different provincial nomination programs that we have reviewed, but most of them actually require a job offer. In fact, in this same province, they have other provincial nomination programs that also require job offer. It is only this particular program, this Priority Skills, that does not require you to get a job offer in that province before you can apply. So guys, take advantage of this opportunity that the province of Newfoundland and Labrador is presenting to you to become Canadian permanent resident. As we end the video, don't forget that Immigrate with Ammy has one-on-one consultation. A lot of people have joined on those consultations and I'm sure they can testify that they received value, they received guidance. Okay, we've seen people who were struggling to create express entry profiles. They didn't know what they were doing wrong, and through that call we're able to solve it, and now they have an active express entry profile. So if you are in need of support, if you are in need of more information, or you want us to review your profile to suggest the best possible way for you, then please by all means book that consultation session and then we can get on a call to discuss details about your profile. Okay, so thank you so much guys for watching and have a lovely day. Bye.